Welcome to History's Mysterious Minds, the podcast that explores the unanswered, the unsettling, and the nearly unthinkable. Tonight, we travel back to the smog-filled streets of Victorian London, to 5 murders that defined a century and a suspect who came from the very heart of power. What if Jack the Ripper wasn't a poor butcher, a mad foreigner, or a failed doctor? What if the killer walked through palaces, not alleys? And what if his name was His Royal Highness, Prince Albert Victor, Duke of Clarence? Tonight, we ask the chilling question: was the heir to the British throne Jack the Ripper? Episode 8. Was Prince Albert Victor Jack the Ripper? Prince Albert Victor, known as Eddie to friends and family, was Queen Victoria's grandson. Second in line to the throne, he was born into privilege and destined for greatness. But from the beginning, whispers followed him. He was described as delicate, distracted, and strangely absent-minded. Some said he lacked intellect. Others said he lacked something deeper: empathy. Rumours of scandal clung to him. From alleged affairs to secret indulgences, Prince Eddie was never far from controversy. But could he have been hiding something far more sinister? Between August and November of the year 1888, 5 women were murdered in London's Whitechapel district. Their throats were slashed, and their bodies mutilated with terrifying precision. The crimes seemed motiveless, except for the cruel artistry they left behind. They were the work of someone with anatomical knowledge, someone bold, someone untouchable. Many suspects were named, but one stood out not for his presence, but for his power. Could a prince, trained to wear the crown, have walked the foggy streets with blood on his gloves? The theory linking Prince Albert Victor to the Ripper crimes first surfaced in the mid-20th century. Author Stephen Knight popularised the claim in his book Jack the Ripper: The Final Solution. He proposed that Prince Eddie was involved in a royal cover-up centred on a secret marriage and child. According to Knight, the murders were committed to silence women who knew too much. It's a tale of conspiracy, Freemasonry, and betrayal. It names the prince either as the murderer himself or the reason others killed in his name. A theory dismissed by many but never fully disproven. There's more to the story. Some researchers believe Eddie may have struggled with personal challenges. It's been suggested he experienced health issues that could have affected his behaviour. Historical records show he was often moved between locations by the royal family and kept out of the public eye. Was this done to avoid unwanted attention or to prevent speculation? Some note that documents from the time refer to a well-known figure being excluded from certain inquiries. Was this an effort to maintain privacy, or something more? Could decisions made behind closed doors have shaped the course of the investigation? Or is it simply history leaving room for interpretation? Of course, there's strong evidence placing Prince Eddie away from London during some of the murders. In official documents, he was recorded as being at Balmoral Castle or visiting Yorkshire. These records, if accurate, seem to clear him entirely, and yet, royal schedules can be altered. Records can be forged, stories can be rewritten. Even his own biographers admit gaps in his timeline, enough to allow doubt to live on, enough to keep the theory alive in books, films, and public imagination. Prince Eddie died young, at just 28, from influenza and pneumonia in 1902. His death was mourned by a nation, but also brought a sense of strange relief to those who feared what he represented. His younger brother would later become King George V, and Eddie faded into obscurity, buried with honour, his secrets, if any, sealed with him. But history has a way of whispering from the shadows, and Jack the Ripper, whoever he was, has never truly been unmasked. Was Prince Albert Victor a tragic royal figure caught in the web of speculation? Or was he something far more frightening? A killer with a crown? The evidence remains unclear, and the case unsolved. But one thing is certain: in the streets of Whitechapel, history met horror, and the royal family, whether guilty or not, was never truly untouched. Thank you for joining me on this journey into one of history's most unnerving theories. If you found this episode thought-provoking, please subscribe, share, and review. And if you have a theory or mystery of your own, send it in. We're always looking for the next mind and the next question. Until next time, stay curious, stay careful, and remember, even palaces can cast dark shadows.